I'm Harry Siemens, coming to you from the Manitoba Ag Days 2019. Yes, 42 years ago, it was a weed fair here in the Manitoba room in Brandon. And then, of course, it went to Winnipeg. But this time around, we're talking to various exhibits and farmers and special guests and speakers. And it's just a pleasure to be able to do it in this kind of format. Yes, from the Manitoba Ag Days 2019.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Yeah, good old German name.
Hi, I'm Harry Siemens, and again, we're coming to you from Manitoba Ag Days in Brandon, Manitoba, 2019. And boy, I'm now visiting with a real good friend, Dan Aberhart, Aberhart Ag Solutions. Dan, welcome to the program, and tell me, what is Aberhart Ag Solutions?
Well, Aberhart Ag Solutions is a company that was formed in the beginning exclusively to bring a unique product to market. And since then, we've grown a lot, and really we've discovered our mission at heart is to bring unique solutions to the agricultural marketplace that fit within like a certain pillar. And really where we're heading with things is we want to bring sustainable solutions to the marketplace that Terry, my younger brother, who's got a 15,000 acre farm in Langenburg, Saskatchewan, innovations, different practices and products that he's using on the farm, we wanted to bring it to market through our sales network. We have a unique sales channel we've been developing for the last 3 years through Biosol.
Okay, now let's talk about the product.
Absolutely. So we came upon Biosol in the spring of 2015, and we were the first people to use it in Saskatchewan at the time. And essentially it's elemental sulfur, but with a twist on it. It's elemental sulfur that's been blended with compost. And compost is a really unique carrier that has a lot of advantages. Elemental sulfur always gets a bad rap because of the dusting and the risk of fire or explosion associated with that. And this really calms that down. It's a good handling carrier, but there's a biological component to it. So the biological activity will kickstart, the conversion of elemental sulfur from the elemental form to sulfate, the form that the plants can use. So what we're really providing to producers is simplicity. You get sulfur out of your blend. We're spreading a really low-cost nutrient at a super high rate on top of the soil surface, and it's converting gradually with biological conditions to provide sulfur throughout all their cropping rotation. And we're getting up to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, depending on the scenario. We kind of bill it generally as 4 to 6 years application. So logistically, you start looking at the cost of equipment and what you got to invest in that, and what it's worth to be having a really efficient seeding operation. That's of high value. The agronomic portion, my brother's always been a big fan of elemental sulfur, been using other manufactured sources years and years before this. And the price point's really attractive, but the sustainability story, second to none in the industry, just taking large volumes of urban waste and oil field waste and reconstituting it into food once again through our network.
Boy, that's interesting. Say, now tell me how you take that the next step. How do you mix it with that compost? I mean, obviously you got to have the waste in order to do it. So you must be involved with other people.
Right. So we are the distributor in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. The owner and manufacturer of the product is actually Green for Life. And so they'll have various like composting pads or production pads, they call it. And in most cases, what happens is the raw elemental sulfur gets trucked in from a location and immediately gets blended off with the compost, for safety and to get the process started. And then the product gets screened from there. And so just to clarify what we've got during the blending process, right? And we can't tell you the proprietary, like 1 scoop of this and 3 scoops of that because, it's like, it would be like non-disclosure, but we're actually on television here. But what we do is, there's a lot of things around it. It's an art and a science, right? So we've got to make sure that the compost is actually like class 1, class A compost certified by Canadian Compost Council. It's got no heavy metals. It's got no pathogens. It's got no foreign material. We test for clubroot. I know everybody's concerned about that in the prairie provinces these days. So it's something that's been certified to be put on the soil as a soil amendment, right? So we blend that compost in a certain ratio with the elemental sulfur for a certain period, and it gets screened off. And then basically it gets put into side dumps or end dumps to be delivered to the end target, which is either some people are putting on farmers' fields, and a lot of our trusted applicators, the guys that we brought, we've been working with to bring the product to market with, they are using a central tendering pad, and then it's going out to locations, for their customers is kind of how it goes.
So does the farmer apply it, or is it a custom applicator, or a combination?
Well, we have a couple different levels. We made it available to everybody, so you can just pick the simplest solution and write the check and have it done completely for you, where the product doesn't hit the your soil surface until you actually physically get it accurately applied through a spin spreader. But certainly we're giving farmers the opportunity to put it on themselves if they want or they have the means, but it means that you have to have a spin spreader. It's very specific. So we can accurately spread on this variable rate or variable particle size product without any challenges if we know how to properly calibrate, pan test, if we understand the nature of the product. And so we're trying to, whether it's our dealer or customer, trying to educate them on some of the pain points you might experience putting this unique product on that we went through and basically everybody in our network goes through. And farmers always like to do it themselves. Some will not do it if they can't do it themselves, and so we want to facilitate that. It's an opportunity for all, but we do offer a package that producers should seriously look at in terms of delegating man and power and iron and resources, because we can literally, if you write us a check and you point us to the legals, this is the last time you touch sulfur, right? You're not working with sulfur anymore. Somebody professionally is applying accurately that product, and you got that acres dealt with for 5 years. So they'll come along with their live bottom and their conveyor and their spin spreader, or their loader and their spin spreader, and they'll put it all on for you. And you're done handling ammonium sulfate. And anybody listening to this that's farmed with ammonium sulfate, probably on a long enough timeline has gone through the pain points on ammonium sulfate. And that is the corrosiveness, that is the high salt index in the seed row, that is the pain point of it, opening up your bin and then nothing happens, and you're like, uh-oh. And humidity in your bins, in your air seeder, it can be painful. So we're eliminating that and getting into an area where agronomically and logistically we've got some serious advantages. So
I have another question, because we have the do-gooders and we have the ag activists and the food activists and all these people. And the only reason I'm asking this question is because I talk to people all the time and they say, well, is that product safe? Is that product safe? And is that product safe? You obviously got to go through the hoops to make sure it is safe.
Well, look, here's the thing. A lot of guys in our network that are moving this product are actually producers. We're farmers ourselves. So there's a moral and ethical thing here. We get challenged on that sometimes from the marketplace, and hey, that's everybody's freedom of speech, and we welcome people that would challenge us because there's good questions, good conversations. But really, I would say to the people that are challenges on certain levels, hey, the onus and the burden of proof long term it would be on them to substantiate their claims, just like they're saying it's on us. So when it comes to something like Clubroot, it hits pretty close to the heart because we've taken pretty proactive steps to insert those protocols into what we're doing as soon as we kind of recognize, geez, this is going to be an issue. So it's not only we brainstormed and we racked our brains about it, and we were proactive and we talked about it publicly. And we are testing not only the product at the pad, Harry, but we're testing the soil at the pad where the trucks drive. And if the trucks come with extra mud on them, they're saying the wash bay's just over there, guys. See you in X amount of hours. And they're using the bleaching protocols on every truck. And we're testing every week in the busy season. And there's a moral and ethical point at which, if I ever thought under any circumstances that Eberhard Ag was distributing Clubroot to any acres, we wouldn't continue to do so under any offer of becoming rich at it, which
You bet.
that's so that's important for everybody to know, and it's a matter of trust. And hey, it's a small fishbowl, man. Like, we've been in this I've been in the business of retailing various things for a couple decades now, and I know if you don't have your reputation as capital, you got nothing, and it's one of our core values. Growing up, Dad was like, basically, if you couldn't give your word and live up to that, like, you didn't have nothing. And now that we're dealing in such a larger, network, that's really important to understand. So those kinds of things where people are concerned that we would be putting out a product there with heavy metals, Clubroot, pathogens, whatever it is, keep asking the questions, like, constructively. But we're farmers too, and our business depends on us being safe, making sure all the boxes are checked off, and distributing something that has a lot of value propositions for the market, and I feel like we've done that.
One final word, anything you want to add?
Yeah, what I wanted to add is, I think we have a really unique opportunity with this story to talk about something really productive to the public, which I think we've been having a little bit of trouble calibrating to do in the agricultural market. And maybe, I don't know if marketing isn't our forte sometimes in agriculture or just what it is. But, we've got to find ways to speak to our customers about what we're doing that kind of gets them into it, like change the narrative. And the narrative can't just be, well, you're wrong or you're stupid or, buy my stuff because this is what I want to do. We've got to show them something that, makes their imagination spark to get them back to thinking modern conventional agricultural producers like my brother are not unethical. And they are not to be lumped in with dirty oil, for example. And they are very much thinking about sustainability because they have a whole nother crop of children coming that we want to see on the land producing. And we want to get producing more with less inputs. It only makes agronomic and economical sense. And so we've got to divert the narrative. And I think Brad Wall said it best at Sask Young Ag Conference the other day. He said, whoever named genetically modified organisms, I hope you're not watching, whoever named it, but naming something like genetically modified organisms, who wants to put that in their mouth? We've got to change the narrative about what we're doing to get some sort of brand of sustainable ag that we can sell to our customers so that we can get compensated from not only customers, but regulatory bodies, governments and stuff for all that we're doing. Because maybe agriculture hasn't been perfect in the past, right? But we're getting better every day. And if you look at what we're doing now versus 30 years ago, man, we should be proud and beating the drum about that. And furthermore, if you don't want modern agricultural practices, which half of the planet are we going to throw off the cliff? Like yours or mine, right? Yeah. And because we're so affluent with all the cheap food and cheap oil out there, we can afford to tweet about this in Starbucks over $5 lattes. But, we want to develop a system of products, brands, practices, marketing, procedures and policies with our network that believe in this kind of stuff, that we can come out swinging, fighting back for modern agriculture to the consumer and to, I don't know about to the government, that might be getting beyond
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you very much.
Right on.
Dan Aberhart Ag Solutions, and you make me proud to still be involved in agriculture after 47 years because it is the basic industry, and it's a real blessing to be able to be part of it. This is Harry Siemens from the Manitoba Ag Days 2019. We'll be back with more later.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Hi, I'm Harry Siemens. I'm coming to you from the Manitoba Ag Days 2019, and I'm visiting today with Tim Penner, Soaring Eagle Grain Incorporated. And you know what, Tim, I understand last year you won a first prize. Tell me a little bit about that first.
That first prize helped us out a lot. It gives you a lot of exposure and a lot of advertising, and guys can see you've really worked for what you've done.
Well, I remember, I think I probably was one of the first people to actually do the first article with you for print at that time, and now you tell me, and things have come a long way since then, even though the time has been short.
Yeah, we've got a really good start, and we've already got a better start this year. We got a really good success with we even do canola with this drive over, and guys are just loving the way that it works.
Okay, now describe it. I'm watching the video behind you, but at the same time, describe me exactly, first of all, what is it and how does it work and why would farmers use it?
So this is a drive over that guys are using to unload trucks, and it's only 2.5 inches to drive over. When you're over, you don't have to park right above your hopper, and then you can swing it from one hopper to the other, and it'll transport with an auger, or you can have a transfer conveyor. Depends on what a guy has got for a yard setup.
So what's the big benefit?
That it's low profile and it's very easy to move. It's a drive over with an auger. Most guys are just, you can buy an auger with a hopper, and there's a few other companies that's got something else. Yep.
So then in your whole aspect of marketing, how have you been going about it?
We're slowly grabbing some dealers, but lots of direct. We find that we want to.
That's okay. Go ahead. You find out what?
We want to pick certain dealers to cover the right areas for this product.
So obviously, with farmers being far and wide and lots of space in between, you got to really pick and choose.
Yeah, we got to really pick and choose something that is that'll stand behind our product that we got.
Tell me, how did this idea start?
So my business partner had the original idea, and he came up to me, and me and him put it together, and I finished the product, and with some of his help and ideas.
Are you building them in Winkler?
Yeah, we got a shop in Winkler, and there's guys there pretty busy right now, so yeah. Looks like we'll have a good year.
Oh, it sounds good, and I know that when we first talked, this was an idea. You developed it. You're still on the farm. You're still running some cattle too.
Yeah, I got some cattle at home, so yeah, keep us busy.
Great. You know what? Thank you very much, Tim Penner, Soaring Eagle Grain Equipment, and you can see it. It's just an awesome, awesome tool that you sometimes wonder why didn't somebody think about it sooner, but obviously the timing was right, and we congratulate Tim Penner and his people, first of all, winning the best award last year, and how awesome it was to help him market going into 2018 and 2019. This is Harry Siemens with the Manitoba Farm Show and the Manitoba Ag Days.
Hi, I'm Rick Funk from Funk's Toyota. Our family has been in the automotive business for over 45 years. That's 45 plus years of looking after customers. We have a top worldwide recognized product that we are proud to be a partner with Toyota Canada. Every new and used vehicle is negotiable when it comes to purchasing your vehicle here at Funk's Toyota. Our staff of many years is very knowledgeable and will help you, not force you with your buying decision. There are no hidden fees and no pressure tactics. Not only that, we promise what we deliver and have one of the best used vehicle warranties in the business. Our staff love to serve and you will feel like family after your first visit. We are not perfect, but we love to please here at Funk's Toyota. For those of you that have experienced our Funk's Toyota family way, please share it with others and like us and share us on Facebook. We are proud to be a sponsor of the Manitoba Amateur Sports. Visit us online at www.funks.toyota.ca.
Are you looking for a career in the salon industry? Check out Aveda Institute Winnipeg in the Exchange. What sets us apart is our student mentorship program, 95% placement rate after graduation, real-world salon experience, and network of 7,000 salons and spas. You will learn creative cut and coloring, latest trends and techniques, social media marketing, fashion shows, photo shoots, and more. Now accepting applications for 2018, so check us out and book your tour today. Aveda Institute Winnipeg. Hair school the way it should be.
There, and then we'll look at each other. Okay. Hi, I'm Harry Siemens, coming to you from Manitoba Ag Days, and we got one of the winners. And I'm going to let Jesse Cope tell me about what they won here at Ag Days. He's with Northern Strands. Jesse, congratulations. Now tell me what you won.
Thank you. We actually won first place for the farm safety feature at Manitoba Ag Days. So it's a great honor to win the award. We're really happy and it was very unexpected.
So tell me about the product.
So our product is called Bin Safe. It's a grain bin fall protection system. So what it does is it prevents farmers from falling off a grain bin and basically impacting the ground, and it prevents serious injury and death. So it's a product that we think every farmer that has a grain bin needs. Because you don't want to fall off a grain bin. We've heard a lot of horror stories of people being seriously injured, and it is one of the most common, it's the most common accident location on a farm.
I remember when I was farming years ago, and the bins weren't that tall. It didn't matter so much, but the bins have certainly gotten taller.
Yes, they keep on growing. So we offer, 40-foot, 60-foot, and 80-foot lengths of rope for those really tall bins. And it's a lot of farmers say it's really scary nowadays climbing those bins, and even a fall off one of the smaller bins can cause injury. But you're falling down 80 feet. That's really serious. So. And they say they feel much safer with this system. Climbing, it's very easy to use, it's very easy to install, and it's really affordable, so every farm can afford it.
So basically, if a farmer wants it, what does he do?
If he wants it, he can go to northernstrands.com. So we have it on our site, or you can contact us through Facebook, through Twitter. We're on all the social media platforms. We're based out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, but we also have 1-800 numbers. But yeah, northernstrands.com, or even just type in Bin Safe System or grain bin fall protection. We come up on the first page.
What a great system. I can just see the pictures of it, and I can understand how farmers will really benefit from it.
Yes, it's, like I said, really easy to use. It's an anchor at the top of a grain bin, a corrugated or smooth wall. So when we attach a rope to it, the rope runs down the side of the ladder, and there's a rope grab on it. You basically just clip your lanyard and your harness. You wear your harness, clip in your lanyard, and you go up the grain bin. So it's very smooth. We also have a promo video that they can watch on our website also. It's very easy to install, simple to use, and there's not much more I can say. It's a great system, so we love it.
Thank you very much. That's Jesse Cope with Northern Strands, winner of the farm safety, and I've followed farm and I've covered farm for so many years, and it always used to be at the top of the list as far as fatalities and injuries are concerned. Now we've got something that can help that just a little bit. This is Harry Siemens from the Manitoba Ag Days 2019, and this is the Farm Show. I'm Harry Siemens. Harry, it's good to meet you. And William Voth is the way you pronounce it. We just talked about the grain handling business and all that part of it with Ray. You tell me about the area that you're more expertise in.
Well, I cover all the dealers in Western Canada with the farm machinery, which is the bulldozers, the rakes, and the bale processors. And so I go across Western Canada and I set up all the dealers, and in turn we then sell our dealers the bulldozers, the rakes, and the bale processors. And we have 4 different models of bale processors, all the way from a 5200 all the way up to the 6200 model. We also have 4 different models of bulldozers, you know, with the rigid ones and the transformer units which go into transport. And then we have, 2 different models of hay rakes, which is the V-rake, which is one of the best V-rakes in the business. And they've all been very, very successful for us.
Tell me, we have one section of it is grain handling and that kind of thing, and then the other section has to do with the cattle business. So how did that develop?
Well, back, in 1993, when Kevin Harushka has a farm.
Yeah.
And, they told him he should be manufacturing something. So he decided he liked welding and bending, so he got into building processors. So that's where it all started, with processors and weld together hopper cones. And of course, as you know, all the farmers liked hopper cones at the time, and he was selling 14-foot and 16-foot hopper cones. And he also built the bale processor. Well, he grew the bale processor business. And along with that, he invented the bolt-together hopper cones, and so that, of course, took off in one direction. The bale processors started in another direction. He then was told maybe he should build a hay rake. So he started building hay rakes. And, of course, if you know Kevin at all, it has to be the best. We don't spare on material. It's probably some of the finest manufactured goods that anybody can build, but that's just the way Kevin is. He's a farmer. He doesn't like downtime, so that's how he builds everything now. The bulldozers are pretty much bulletproof. He started, his boys and him built the first one. From there, they started putting them in the factory and started selling them, and now, bulldozer right now is like a household word across the prairies. There's so many of them. We probably have 350 or 400 of them across Western Canada now.
Bale processor, that intrigues me. What does it do?
Well, it processes hay and straw. People use them for other things. Some people use them for bedding, putting over top strawberries, say in Eastern Canada. But in Western Canada here, it's for feeding and bedding cattle. And the feedlots have them. Pretty much everybody that has cattle nowadays has one of these. And you can put it down in a windrow or put it in a bunk. The hay, it processes the hay, puts it in a windrow or a bunk. Or then you put straw in it and you go into the feedlots and you bed your cattle with it.
So that's good. Well, anything else you want to add?
No, not really. We have here at Ag Days, we have, of course, the 5300, which is a brand new machine for us that handles 3 bales. And, of course, that's stirred up quite a bit of excitement, because it's brand new for us and it's kind of brand new for the industry here. And we're pretty excited about it.
Thank you very much, William Voth with Bridgeview Manufacturing. They are, of course, a show sponsor for Manitoba Ag Days, and it's great to be able to talk both to Ray Perrin and to William Voth right here at Manitoba Ag Days 2019.